Hey guys, it's VS here again. I hope you guys are doing very well over on Consistent Deluxe channel. Today what you'll be watching is a USR KEM strike for the KEM strike with every gun series. And I'm not quite sure what his starting perks are. I just know that his unlocks are Scavenger, Deadeye, and ICU, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner. But he also is using the attachments, the thermal and the chrome barrel, I believe. I'm not too certain just because I didn't ask him, but that's the general setup for most snipers. And if you don't use the thermal sight, then you usually use the extended mag. So if he's not using that, I'd be pretty surprised, to be honest, but he might not, so I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, I have a couple things to talk about, assuming I have time. This is a little bit longer video, so I have two topics just in case I need to go to the other one. I'm assuming I will because 7 minutes is kind of a long time to talk about one topic in particular. But what I want to talk about first is the community a little bit and my opinion on it right now. Back in MW3 when I first started YouTubing, I've been doing YouTube for quite a while, if you guys can't figure that out. But back when I started, people seemed to be a lot friendlier, a lot more willing to help others out. And it just seems like it's not like that anymore. It seems like a lot of people just want to do things for their own gain, you know, fake gameplays or spam bigger channels, advertising their own channel, bother other YouTubers that they don't support for support back. And it just seems like it's not a friendly community anymore. It seems like it's a really big competition. I felt like it's like this for quite a while. It seems like, for some reason, everybody just thinks it's a competition. It's like a race to 1 million subs or something like that. And it's really not like that. There's no race in YouTube. Everybody wants to get big, so I think everybody should help each other out. Not be too stingy about it. That's one thing I've never really understood about bigger YouTubers. They don't seem willing to help others out. I'm talking bigger YouTubers being like 100,000 subs or more. I only know a couple off the top of my head that do help others out, but the majority do not. It seems like once people get to about 20,000 subs, they just don't really care about the smaller people, even though that they were smaller at one point. That's why I try to help out people as much as I can. I know I'm not a bigger channel, which is why it's kind of disappointing, because when I do help somebody out, it's not that much. But if somebody with under 100 subs comes and asks me to check out a video or something like that, I'm really willing to. I know how it was starting off. I think I had 50 videos before I had 50 subs, so you guys can tell how much effort I put into trying to get my channel going, and I didn't really have that much help. But the biggest thing is exposure. You gotta have exposure from other people, and this can come from getting help from a bigger YouTuber, which is a little less likely but possible. It's happened to me quite a bit. Or networking, which I've also done, especially when I was smaller. I don't do it too much now. It's mostly just with people in the clan I'm in. But networking is the biggest thing for when you're smaller, I think. You help others out, they help you out. It's a win-win. I just wouldn't recommend doing a sub for sub unless you know that the person you're doing it with is always going to be willing to help you out as long as you do. Otherwise, it just seems like a lot of the time that person stops caring after a while, and then you're just left with supporting their channel, and then you end up giving up, and then you just have inactive subs, and that doesn't really help you. I don't know if you guys care about your sub count that much. I personally would rather have more active subs. I'd rather have more active subs with a smaller number than less active subs with a bigger number. That's just me. That's how it's always been with YouTube. It's just been a hobby for me. I've always been just about enjoying it and doing what I enjoy and trying not to worry about the numbers too much, but of course, like everybody, I tend to a little bit. But I think you should help others out. You know, the only time I don't think you should is when they're just trying to ask for a handout, basically, and that happens when you get to about 1,000 subs. It seems like people come and ask you for help when they've never touched your channel at all. Especially on Twitter, you know, you get people that will follow you and ask you for something like they've been following you the whole time and supporting you for quite a while. And this mostly just applies to smaller channels as asking for bigger channels for help. But it happens pretty frequently. I don't know why people expect just handouts. If you want something, you got to give it, and that's how you get something in return. But that's about all I have to talk about for this topic here. I'm sorry I couldn't drag it out a little bit more, but I'm not trying to milk it. I'm trying to do as good as a commentary as I can. But the second topic I want to talk about is pretty unrelated, really. It's actually about competitive Call of Duty. It's something that's been pretty big lately. It's grown a lot since Black Ops 2, especially since the start of Black Ops 2 because of League Play and then MLG Anaheim and just all the MLG events. It seems like it's gotten really big. I think the last event, which was the X Games, had around 150,000 viewers at the finals, so quite a bit. back when I watched MLG Anaheim, I think for the first one in Black Ops 2, the one that was for $1 million, I think, $1 million for the winning team, or not for the winning team, but split out. The winning team got 400,000. I think there was only about 40 to 60,000 people watching the finals. So as you guys can tell, it's grown quite a bit. A lot more people have gotten into it lately, especially with sites like Game Battles and UMG Online. It's just gotten pretty big, which is why I'm kind of surprised that Ghost didn't have any sort of competitive playlist. I know they have clan v clan, but I don't think that's really competitive. It's more of just people in your clan playing against another clan. And I know it is MLG rules, but I don't think people really played the same as they did in League Play and Black Ops 2. And I'm really hoping that Advanced Warfare has something like that. I really am. I enjoy competitive myself. I don't know if everybody does. I know some people just enjoy the pub stopping scene. That's really all they get into, and that's totally fine. Everybody likes their own thing. But if you guys haven't checked out competitive yet at all, I encourage you to. I think you guys will enjoy it. It's actually pretty fun to watch, in my opinion. It's a little bit different than pubs just because there's a little bit more tactics involved and a little bit more teamwork. I'm not saying that pubs doesn't have that, but it's just a totally different thing. It's totally different even though it's on the same game. It's really fun to watch, so go check it out. I believe MLG Anaheim is coming up this week, actually, this weekend or next week, so really soon, and that'll be on MLG.TV, I think is the link. So keep an eye out for that, especially on Twitter. You'll see a lot of stuff about that coming up here pretty soon. And if you guys don't have a Twitter, I recommend that you make one. It's a really good way to network, and kind of back what I was talking about in the previous topic. But if you guys don't have a Twitter, then make it. Network with other YouTubers around your size. If you are a YouTuber, if you're a viewer, a lot of this stuff doesn't really apply to you except for the competitive stuff. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to talk about, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. I will try to do another topic here soon. If there's anything that you want me to talk about for the next video I do here on this channel, just leave it in the comments and I will work on it. A lot of the time I'm not quite sure what to talk about, so I'll just go into a commentary and see what comes up, or try and think about a topic beforehand. But if there's anything that you guys really want to hear me talk about, I'd be more than happy to oblige. If it's kind of like this video where I don't have enough of something to talk about for that topic for the entire video, then I'll do like 2 topics like I'm doing now. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So like the video to support this channel, and I'll catch you all in my next commentary here on Gaming VOD.
Oh! Quando.
Spawn killed all over the place.
Yeah, I seen that. Maybe they'll spawn.
One's ice cream.
He's counting
Friendly
down.
K.E.M strike incoming.
Crap, you can have that cab if you want.